Hi class, this week we will be making cinnamon sugar bowknots, a delicious pastry. Our cooking terms are bake and preheat. Bake means to cook foods in an oven. Always use the oven mitts when placing food into the oven or removing finished food from the oven. This will prevent burns. Preheat is to set the temperature on the oven and wait for the oven to reach the temperature before you place any foods into the oven to bake. Preheating is very important. If the oven is not preheated, your food will not bake correctly, and it will take much longer to bake than the time given in your recipe. When baking, always view the foods through the oven window. You can turn on the oven light up on the temperature panel to see the foods baking inside the oven. If you open the oven door to watch your food bake, the oven will lose heat and the temperature inside the oven will drop. Then your food will not bake correctly, and it will not bake in the time given in the recipe. And always turn the oven off when finished baking. Our ingredients for bowknots include sugar, a can of biscuits, butter, and cinnamon. You will also need parchment paper and a baking sheet, 2 small glass bowls, a pastry brush, your measuring teaspoons, and dry measuring cups. The first step in the recipe is to preheat your oven. For bowknots, we will be preheating the oven to 400 degrees. You will know when your oven is preheated because you will hear a beep, 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 and that will let you know that the oven has reached 400 degrees. Now place your butter in the other small glass dish. Cover the dish with a small piece of parchment paper. This will prevent splattering of the butter in the microwave. Microwave your butter for about 20 seconds until melted. When removing it from the microwave, be careful, it may be hot. Place your pastry brush into the melted butter and set the dish to the side. Next, measure your cinnamon with the measuring teaspoons and the sugar with the dry measuring cups and place these into the other small glass bowl. Gently stir the cinnamon and sugar together to blend them evenly using a spoon. Even blending of the cinnamon and sugar will give a more uniform taste to the bowknots. Now, look at your can of biscuits. On one side of the can, you'll see a tab. Pull the tab and this will remove the label from the can of biscuits. Look at the cardboard underneath the label. You will see a row of arrows and a diagonal line. Hold the can of biscuits and tap this line on the counter. The can of biscuits will pop and you will see the biscuits inside. Unroll the cardboard on the can and remove the biscuits. Each biscuit contains several layers. Separate each biscuit into 3 separate pieces. pulling gently on the layers in each biscuit. Place them evenly on your parchment-lined baking sheet. Use your finger and thumb to pinch the center of each biscuit to form the shape of a bow. Gently pick up one side of the bow and twist it over the top. This makes the knot in the center of the bow, forming your bow knot. You can see the twist in each of my bow knots in this photo. Now, using your pastry brush and the melted butter, gently brush the butter on the top of each bow knot. Brush the butter on the bow knots evenly. Next, take the cinnamon sugar and using a spoon, sprinkle the top of each bow knot with the cinnamon sugar mixture. When the bow knots bake, the cinnamon sugar will melt into the butter. Place your bow knots in the preheated oven. Use the oven mitt and bake them for the time shown in your recipe. When they're finished, the tops should be a beautiful golden brown. Remove them from the oven using the oven mitt and cool for a few minutes before serving. Your chef will divide the bow knots into equal portions for your team. Thanks for watching.